Hi, guys. Welcome to Lumio 2026. I am so excited to be here. My name is Tracy Dick. I am an education solutions consultant with Smart Technologies. I am here in Hampstead, North Carolina, kind of close to Topsail Island. If any of you are vacationing, might run into you. So near Wilmington, North Carolina. And today we're going to be joined in a minute by Kevin Marcus, who's coming to us from Wise County, Virginia. Hi, Kevin. I
Hi,
would
Tracy.
love for you all to share in the comments where you are all joining us from. Awesome. I see some other Virginia, Finland, Germany, Texas. Amazing. I'm so glad you guys have been able to join us. So Lumio Palooza, if this is your first session or multiple sessions. It is a free global professional learning event led by educators all around the world. And they've been going on all day today already and will continue through tomorrow. Just a couple reminders, the session is being recorded. You will receive all recordings via email early next week, any of those sessions that you registered for. You will be receiving some links in the chat throughout, including the survey link for your certificate at the end. To make the most of this session, we are going to ask in a moment for you to become a student. So if you can join our Lumio lesson using lumioclass.com and the code for this session, and we're going to pop that on the screen here in just a second, and it will be in the chat as well. Thank you, Sophie. I see she's popped that chat in there. And then at the end of the session, we want to share our experience on social media. So if you see something you like during the session, go ahead and snap a screenshot, and we would love for you to share that on socials using the hashtag LumioPalooza 2026 and hashtag GoLumio. If you have any questions as we are going through our session, please definitely pop that in the chat, and Sophie and I will make sure that those questions get answered. All right, now what you have been waiting for, we're going to go ahead and bring up our presenter. Well, he's already up, but this is Kevin Marcus, like I said, from Wise County Public Schools in Virginia. He is an instructional technology coach for Wise County. He has been a longtime user of Lumio. He's been an ambassador for many years. And today he's going to be sharing some speedy tips in Lumio using AI to help us create those awesome, engaging lessons for our students in just a matter of seconds. So Kevin, as we get started here, I would love for you to tell us what inspired the session idea.
Where this came from is with all the advent and changes going on in the world with AI and Smart stepping in and put really strong AI into their product and working with my teachers, I thought, well, hey, this is a good thing to work up and share with others.
Awesome. And the way that AI is moving in Lumio is incredible. I'm so excited for you to share some of those things. And tell us, because I have presented with Kevin a few times, so I know he's a longtime user. How long, Kevin, have you been using Lumio?
See, before it was Lumio, it was Smart Learning Suite Online, and I believe it came out in 2017. So since 2017, I have been a Lumio user, and
Since
before
the
that,
beginning.
yes, from the beginning, and before that, as far as with all the smart stuff, going back with Notebook and your panels, going back to year 2000.
Awesome. And last one, any good advice for new users? What do you think?
Get in there and play. Lumio has so many different things you can do. Has tutorials built into it, but the best way to do is get there and play and make things. And it's great for playing around and making and designing games and things for your classroom. You
Awesome.
can't
All
beat
right.
it, but it's
No,
that play
it
that
is
you have to
very
have.
easy to use. I always say be a button pusher for sure.
It's very
All
intuitive.
right, let's get started, Kevin. Again, please go ahead and join his session. The code is posted in the chat there by Sophie. So go ahead and click on that code. You can just join as a guest, put your first name in, and let's get started.
Okay. A little bit, yeah, excuse me. I'm a little tongue-tied today. A little bit about myself that we've already talked about, but if you want to get in contact with me, you You can do it through Facebook, through X, or you can even go to my YouTube and look for stuff there. First thing I'd like to do before we get into this is kind of like a little icebreaker. How are you using AI currently to support your instruction? I'm going to go ahead and start this. And when you're logged in, go ahead and answer the question for us, please.
Kevin, do you want to tell them what this activity is called and what it's great for?
If you'd like to go ahead and do that,
Absolutely, for sure. So this is a shout it out. I was a former teacher for 23 years in the classroom. I absolutely love this activity because it can be completely anonymous. So you can set it up so that it is anonymous for your students, which is great for those kiddos that are shy, trying to not make eye contact, hiding in the back of the room. So I love it for any type of brainstorming, social emotional check-ins,
Mhm.
just checking how learning is going. It's just a great way to really, get the thoughts flowing.
Yeah, shout it outs are simple and you can throw them up anytime, put them into any lesson you have. It's just a great way to engage the students that you have very quickly. And as you can see, we're getting a lot of answers coming in now. And they're
I love
very
that you can drag. I see that you're dragging and dropping them. So that's a great tool is that, if different ideas are coming in that relate to each other, you can go ahead and drag and drop them, create different categories. You can click on each post and it will enlarge it so that you can use it as a speaking point and then toggle through them, which is awesome.
And you can also go in and set for how many answers a person's allowed to put on the board. And you can hide the names where the names, because you may have a child or student that is shy and worried about, putting a wrong answer up. You can actually go in and set this where the names don't appear.
Yeah. Do you want to, it's a little bit small on our end, Kevin. Do you want to go ahead and highlight a couple of the ideas that you were seeing?
Uh,
You can go
right off
ahead
the
and just
get go,
click
this
on,
one jumped out at me.
there we go.
TPA. Chat GPT crazy to create all library lessons and accompany my library read alouds.
I love it.
Great usage. Just another AI that's out there that you can use. And as you saw when I clicked on that, it blows up the little sticky note so that the whole class can see and it's easier to read. Use it to create lessons, come up with activities with functions based on lessons. Yes, AI helps so much with that. I see several we're not using. Here's an interesting, using it for translations and leveling text. That's an awesome idea.
I love the level text idea for sure.
I had never thought about using it with level text. But then when I'm a trainer, sometimes, unless my teachers come to me, I don't think of it. But yeah, I can see
100%. I see new ideas every day that I wouldn't have thought to use it for. So hopefully we can give some of those teachers some great ideas today.
yeah, and worksheet support, yes, AI is great for creating worksheets. But what we're going to look on today is using what the AI is inside of Lumio, because it's actually very powerful and a lot of things about creating lessons and getting them out there fast. Because one thing as teachers that we all want is some speed. Uh, our time in the day is limited, and we're just looking for ways of getting lesson content out there really fast sometimes. But in that, we want fast activities, want stuff to go as quick as it can to create. We want things that will go in depth, and we want to integrate with other resources. And with those resources, you can create awesome lessons. So, in saying that, let's take a look at the agenda to see where we're going. We are first going to look at AI lesson builder inside of Lumio. And then after that, we'll be looking at the AI assistant. And then we're going to take and briefly go over the responses and game-based activities that have AI in those, because we're actually going to be seeing in these lessons and the creation, those automatically jumping in that are created by the AI itself. So first off, let's go and look at Lumio AI. one thing I really want to talk about with everybody is in using any AI is you need to have good prompt writing. The prompts are probably the most important thing you can create when you're working on lessons because that prompt sets up exactly what you want, and the AI will do exactly what you say in detail. And one of the things I've found that will get some of the best lesson creation for an individual in Lumio AI is using your county, or I shouldn't say your county, but your state's or your country's standards that you have, and just copy and paste those in while you're creating that lesson. Here I've got formatted as a create a lesson using English standards of learning for Virginia public schools. And then I took an SOL and copied that and put that in here. And what you do is you just take this, and I'll be switching screens here in a second, is set up as a copy and paste. I would normally be copying straight off of the SOLs online, but I put everything here to make it simpler and not have to jump through a lot of tabs. So you go to, in Lumio, you would go to AI lesson, click on it, simply paste in the standard. You might want to go back and clean up the lines in it if it puts a lot of space in between them.
Kevin, when you switched out, it stopped sharing your screen. Can you go ahead and share your screen again?
I'm sorry, that was my fault. I forgot to switch over.
Nope, no worries. And guys, he is going to come back to that student-led or teacher-led session that you joined as students. So go ahead and stay in that. He's just going to go ahead into the teacher creation mode right now at golumio.com.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. So do you want to just show them again, Kevin, where you clicked on that?
Just go to AI lesson, click on that, and then what you'll do is, in this case, I copied, so I'm going to paste in everything. One thing you will want to do is if you get a lot of lines in there, because sometimes when you paste from PDFs or slideshows or anything else like that, you will pick up spaces that aren't actually seen by the normal eye. So you'll want to come through and always clean that up, because spaces can actually, at times when you're doing searches and stuff, or giving instructions with your prompts, can cause the AI a little bit of problems. AI, whether it's AI Assist here on Lumio, or if it's AI in Chat GPT or Gemini or whatever, they all are a little bit finicky about that. Now that that's in there, choose your grade level. This was a first grade lesson, so I'll take and tell it the grade, and then you tell it generate. And then it's going to take quite a while to go through and generate this lesson. Oh, well,
Does not take that long anymore, Kevin. Like I said, AI
okay.
Assist has come a long way. And so I do just want to speak to what he was saying about putting in the standards. I have found after creating a lot of lessons using the AI Assist, the more specific the prompt, the better lesson you're going to get. And by copying and pasting that standard or strand, that typically has that academic language that we want to use. And so it's just going to do a much better job of creating that AI lesson. And like you just saw, it will build it right in front of you. You can edit it if you need to, if there's any language there that you want to change around. And then he's going to show you here our next step.
Yeah, so after it's gone through and it's created, you will get a preview of it, so you can go through, and at this point, if you see something, you can edit by going down here and clicking on the edit button, and it will let you edit in those boxes. So you can go through, you check everything, you come into choose template, you find a template that you like, you choose it, and then you click on create lesson. Well, I already have the lesson created, so we don't have to go into that, and I will go ahead and switch this over in view to that lesson.
So when it is creating that lesson will be 13 slides. And it's going to follow the best practices of teaching. So it's going to have your objectives, it's going to have a warm up, it's going to have the content. It's then also going to actually create some hands-on activities with some of the games and activities that are in Lumio for some formative assessment and data, which I absolutely love. And then typically you're going to end with some type of exit ticket. And a lot of times too, there is some type of optional challenge or project that the students can work on as well. Kevin, go ahead and share that screen again.
Is it shared and showing now?
It is not. Up there we go. Got it.
Okay. So as you can see, it went through and with everything that it gave us, it created the lesson. And during that, it took everything in the SOL. It had put in learning objectives, a warm up, shout out activity, some questions. It's covering everything that SOL asked, and has each slides and everything. And then it has reinforcement activities with the super sort, fill in the blank, and a match them up preview. So if we take a look at this, and for the teacher side, you can preview your games and see how they came off. You can see how it did. So you can see it made a really nice matching game here. And to get out of your preview, just click in the corner and you're out. And you go through the rest of it. After that, it's a review, and then it created an exit ticket and even gave optional challenges. So in a matter of minutes, you have a whole lesson that would have taken you a lot longer to research and write out and put together by hand, as where you just gave this the SOLs and let it go. But one thing I will remind people about this is it comes down to that prompt writing. Solid prompt writing is the best thing you can have. And one of the things you can do to actually help your prompt writing is go in and do an AI search on prompt writing. And you will get a really good listing. And my experiences with Gemini, because we are a Google school system, is it gave a really good write-up on that, on how to write your prompts and the things that it looks for. But that's one thing. And as you can see, say 30 minutes to write one lesson and research and build it versus 5 minutes to have it up and ready to go, which does lead to another thing, is that previewing and stuff. When you do a lesson, be sure to go through that preview, because AIs can sometimes hallucinate and they will sometimes accidentally give you wrong information. Teachers are the subject matter expert. We know what we want. So an AI is just a large language model that's helping us out. Just be sure to always double check, and because you might wind up doing a history lesson, and all of a sudden General Custer was the 14th president of the United States, and then it go on with everything else. Everything else is correct except for that one phrase. So it pays to look sometimes. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is AI assist. Now, for that, what I have done is I have already uploaded a PDF that we're going to work from.
So as Kevin is bringing that up, I did want to talk about AI Assist for those of you that maybe have not seen it yet. As a former teacher, this is my absolute favorite feature of Lumio so far. I can take anything, and you can take anything that you already have in existence. For example, PDF, like Kevin's going to bring. I've used the example in some of my trainings. I've got a parts of the plant PDF that I like to bring in. You bring that document in and use the AI assist feature. Kevin, I'm not sure if you're sharing your screen yet, but we do not see it.
Having a little bit of difficulty right now. It's all of a sudden gotten slow on my end.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep talking about it, and hopefully by the time I'm done talking about it, it will be good to go. So I bring that PDF right into Lumio like I'm creating a new activity, and then I click AI Assist. And as you'll see here, it's going to read your content, and it's going to give you different options of how you want to enhance your lesson. So there'll be 4 different options regarding, do I want independent practice? Do I want activities that are going to create formative assessment and data? And I choose what type of activities I want. I choose how many of them I want created. I choose whether or not my students are going to have devices. And then I click generate. And within a matter of seconds, it's going to create how many activities I named right on the spot, on the fly, for my students to use. And it is using the different activities and games that are already right in Lumio. All right, Kevin, I see it now. You go ahead and walk us through it.
Okay. All I did is I've imported just a PDF for a reading. As you can see, it's one about my day with Grandpa. And it also has with this some questions about that, because it's the student would be reading for context. Well, we've got that, and that's kind of boring. The students read and then they go answer the questions. You want to make it better, then you go to the AI assist. You come in and you check off the boxes that you want to use, like live lesson engagement, assessment and progress monitoring. You would like to see that in it. You want independent practice and review. You can check that, add, same thing here. And also you can tell it to include student device activities, and you can tell it how many activities you want to have. Now, also you do have this, which allows you to go down and tell it exactly what you want by adding prompts and SOLs or your standards in there. And after that, you click on suggest activities, and it will run through and it will generate some activities. Now, as it says, this may take a while, so I already have one finished, so we didn't have to worry. As you can see, here's the same lesson. As I will switch slides so you can see. Is it showing through now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got the same thing, but you'll notice it added a shout out activity. And it added a quiz. And all you did was upload a PDF. It went through, it scanned the PDF, saw what it was about, then matched the activities to it. Grand time spent on doing that for yourself in the classroom during your planning or after school. Just a few minutes to create one activity. It's just hard to
Absolutely.
beat
Yeah.
that.
Taking something, like I said, that you already have, that PDF that I've taught with for years. Great for those teachers that are teaching a new subject, or even teachers that are brand new, or even those teachers that are just looking to switch it up a little bit. Bringing that one activity in and doing the AI assist, and a minute later you have enough to carry through, your 60-minute lesson. In the meantime, your students are going to be engaged, and you're going to get some great data from it as well.
Yeah. Simply, the speed and the data and everything you get is just amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go back. 2 things I want to cover here at the end are the responses and game-based activities. You can add those into at any time and any place when you're making a lesson, and they have the AI added to it. So I'm going to drop out of this and go end the session. This is showing in, and that way we'll still be on the same. Well, and let me switch over. All right, so as you can see, we've got responses and game-based activities right here. And the AI side of those are simple to work with. Responses, if you need a fast test to go with what you're working on, you can simply come in, tell it what you want, what the grade level is, tell it how many questions you want. It has a limit of 10 questions. Choose your language. Put your prompt in, standard if you want to, optional, your strands on the breakdown, and then choose how hard you want the questions, whether you want easy, intermediate, advanced, or a mix of questions. That way you are customizing. And then after you've done that, you can just take and put it on next, and it'll go create what you want. So quick, fast, and easy, just like the others.
Yeah, and it'll generate 10 questions at a time, but if you want more than 10 questions, you just generate them again.
Yeah. And under game-based activities, you'll see that the game show, monster quiz, speed up, and team quiz have AI. Same thing. You can go in, put the same information in, and it will go create the questions just like the response will. So grand time in doing that and having resources, knowing what you want to do ready, you're speeding your time up. And as a teacher, time is what we want, and speed, well, AI makes it easy for us to have that speed so we can get to more important other things in our classrooms and working with our students. Now we're going to go back real quickly and do a shout out together. And how do you see Lumio AI working for you in class? Now that you've seen this, as a good overview, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself using this in class? Let's see. Trey has said adding to the materials that I already have. Yes, that is. If you already have something out there, using this and adding that, you've just increased a lesson by immense areas that you can use. See, creating engaging activities. Yeah, it really is a time-saving tool. Like the title of this was Speedy Ways of Creating Lessons with AI, and it doesn't get any faster than this.
Absolutely. And we're about out of time, Kevin. So I know there's a couple of slides to go over
Okay.
at the end.
Yep.
Derek had a great question. Is this available in free Lumio subscription, or do we need a standard? Everything you're seeing today is available in the free Lumio subscription. The only thing is that there is a limit with how many AI generations you can do on a daily basis and how much storage you have. But absolutely, it's a great way to give it a shot and try things out. You'll have access to all of those features that Kevin has showed you today.
Some things to go through it here at the end. If you aren't an ambassador, why? You should become one, because if you love using Lumio and everything it does, you don't become an ambassador. Get into the ambassador group. We have our own website. We have our own chats and everything in there where you can get in, you can talk, you can discuss, you can learn from each other. Sometimes you get to see things before the rest of the world might. Not saying anything, you have to join and see, but there's all these new things that you get. It's like you get to connect with people. You have all the learning, the showcases. There's badges, certificates that you can earn, things that will help you towards, certificates. If you go through some of the training stuff, you can use those things when you have to renew your teaching licenses for your points. And then there's exclusive perks like, today the T-shirt I'm wearing was a perk for being an ambassador. And it's just a great and wonderful thing to be involved in. So I urge you to join. Next, you will be able to get a copy of this, and you'll be able to go to these resources that we have, that Smart has online. You just click on the icons, and they are hyperlinked so that you can go to these different places. You have the global community, the Learn Lumio, the Lumio YouTube, webinars that they have, and there's the academy to take coursework and get recertification points.
Yep. Kevin's file will be shared with you guys as well as the link to the video, probably early next week.
And also for social media, down at the bottom, you can see where you can go and join those groups. You can go through Facebook. You can go through LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. Uh, love what you're learning. Tell the world. Here, I'll hand this over, Tracy. This is more in your area.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lumio Palooza is doing a social challenge. So here are just some ideas for the prompt. You can take a screenshot, and there are some prizes. So you can go ahead and tag us at Lumio Palooza 2026 or Lumio Social for that chance to win. And then the last slide there, Kevin, should be the survey. So make sure that you do this so you get the certification or certificate for attending today's session. Sophie has gone ahead and put that link in the chat, as well as links to our Smart Academy and how you can become an ambassador. If you have any additional questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat. But I believe, unless you've got something else to add there, Kevin, anything else to add? No. All right. Well,
No, I
thank
don't.
you, Kevin. Great session today. I hope you all pick up some ideas. Hope that you get the chance and opportunity to join some additional sessions that are coming up today and tomorrow. And we love that you're using Lumio. Have a great day, guys.